JK, we've seen and heard all about all of your workouts this summer. In what area do you think your game has improved the most?
It's been a long summer. Now, so my game just improved on different aspect. Shooting, ability of shooting, just creating my own shot, just working on being a full, complete player. That's pretty much it.
Jonathan, bonjour. Une question pour Canal+. Canal+ question. We've just heard about the passing away of Dikembe Mutombo. How inspiring was he for you, for Congo? And do you have any personal memories with him to share?
It was a crazy news early in the morning. It's very sad. Great person. I got to meet him a couple times and share moments. And we all look up to him. Pretty much every Congolese kid, every African kid coming from Africa. One of the first Congolese to ever play in the NBA, to have somebody who had a great career. And if you look at things he did, just based off basketball, just how he helped build a lot of things in the country. He helped a lot of kids come in and reaching their goals. He was a great man, and it's just a very sad hearing that happen. We all going to miss him, and it's just very sad to hear that news. But he was a very great guy. Maybe a lot of people did not know he was, but once you sit down with him and just talk to him, he's a very happy person.
Jonathan, the other day Steve was saying how heading into this camp and this season, his starting lineup, the rotation is really kind of just up in the air. Everything's up for grabs. Is having that kind of battle heading into training camp, doesn't change your approach, but is it nice to kind of say, like, anything is possible, you can go kind of get anything through this camp?
I'm not fazed of him saying that. Doesn't affect me in any way. It just motivated me to just go out there and just do what I need to do, do things I always do, and see how it goes. I'm not worried about anything. I'm excited actually to just start.
You're entering your fourth year.
That's
Entering your fourth year, how do you approach? Because it can be quite a swing year for a lot of players. What are you hoping to accomplish this season?
Just to have a great season. Have a great season. The better I play, the more helpful it is to our team, to everyone's success. I'm just looking to go out there and just perform at the highest level and just help us win as many games as we can. Maybe looking at the bigger picture, as everyone goal is to win a championship or things like that. But I mean, it's too early to say that, but that's pretty much my goal. Just looking forward to go out there, share a court with the new players we just got, with some of the guys that have been here for a long time, and just having a great season.
Jonathan, when Klay Thompson left, Rocco also left. And I started to be lighthearted here, but most people may not be aware that you own 2 French Bulldogs. Mm-hmm. What is your relationship with them? How much do you love them? And just tell the world about these 2 pups.
The way I got them, it's very unique way, because that's around when I was in the G League, and we were in Walnut Creek. I was very lonely. It was quarantine time, and you couldn't have your teammate. You couldn't hang out with your teammates sometimes because of COVID, and I just chose to get one of them, and that one was kind of lonely too sometimes, so I had to get another one. And just having them around kind of helped. It helped me so much to just having something to, every time after work, practice or games, go back to and just looking or playing with them. and I love them so much. I don't know. I love my puppies. I cannot even give them up to anybody. I love having them.
Your extension is obviously going to be a topic, possible extension. Do you think something might be able to get done in the next month or so?
Hopefully, only God knows. I don't know what's gonna happen, but it will be good. But that's not my concern. Like I said, just happy to be here. Happy to start a new season, fourth year, and things let itself handle. So I would love to have it, but I'm not really concerned about it. If I get it, if I don't, it's cool. I'm still gonna be me and just go out there and perform. So that's not a problem.
We're hearing about these scrimmages, these pickup games. Have they been more interesting? Maybe because of you kind of got some new veterans coming in. Kyle Anderson, Melton, Heald. Has that made it more interesting? And what have these games kind of been like for you?
I haven't really participated into it much, but I've been watching from outside, and it's just seeing those guys being at it. The guys that have been in the league for a minute, they know how to play basketball, and I just can't wait to share the court with them, and because I feel like I'm going to help them and going to help me a lot. So I'm just looking forward to sharing the court with the new guys.
JK, over here.
There you go.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm good.
Good. You mentioned the long off season. Why did it feel long, and how was it good or bad?
My off season wasn't bad at all. It felt very long because I ended up doing something new to my heart that I never thought of doing. But obviously, it was great for me. I got time to even know myself better. I got time to work on things that are going to help me succeed, that are going to help our team succeed. It was a great summer, I would say. It was one of my best summers so far.
And when you say you got to work on yourself, you mean your game and just your whole self?
My game, knowing things that I like to do besides playing basketball, learning more about the world, because once you're stuck too much in basketball, you don't get to do different things. So just enjoying, just traveling, going to different fashion shows, and just meeting new people, and obviously my new look. That's pretty much it.
Okay. The last thing is, how eager are you to get back to the game and to have games again?
I'm itching. I can't wait. I'm very excited, looking forward to it. It's gonna be a great season, so I just can't wait to start.
Jonathan, back here. What inspired the new look?
There's not that much inspiration to it. Like I said, I had a long summer. So that's it.
What are you looking forward to most about the trip to Hawaii, maybe off the court?
Off the court, just sharing a great time with my teammates, sharing the time with my family. Some of them going to fly out there, and just seeing what the city is about.
Hey, Jonathan. It sounds like you're going to miss Rocco a little bit, but what are you going to miss about having Clay around on a day-to-day basis?
I would say his personality. I think a lot of people don't know Clay. Who's Clay off the court? Is a great guy off the court. He loves to try new stuff. Clay is willing to try new stuff. As you guys saw, he went to Africa not long ago. That's who Clay is. He's just a very adorable person off the court because he enjoy spending time with people. He enjoy talking to people. He actually very smart. And that's pretty much what I'm going to miss about Clay. Just his personality. He's a great person.
Jonathan, as you look ahead to your fourth year, how much confidence, how much sort of momentum do you take from last year? I mean, you clearly took a big step forward last year. How much does that sort of carry over mentally, emotionally, confidence-wise?
Just going to my fourth year. I mean, just the way things ended up last year, that just gave me a lot of confidence. Knowing what the NBA is about, helping me even get better at my game and being more confident, being around all my teammates playing for this organization, just knowing what I could do. And it helped so much, like just seeing what I did last year. It's like things in motion by getting better. So it's just helping me to learn the game even better, going to my fourth year knowing what I need to do to succeed, or what I need to do to help my team win games.
And if I can ask a quick follow-up, and how much license or need do you feel to be more aggressive scoring, not just because you did it last year, but with Clay gone? I mean, as much as you liked him and connected with him, there's a lot of offense that vanished when he left.
That was even a case of this summer, just working on being one of those guys that they could rely on one of those nights to go out there and help them win it. So I'm really excited. I'm looking forward to that, and I'm very comfortable just coming out there and just being one of those guys that could score, that could pull pressure at the rim and help us win.
How important do you believe the development of the young core is going to be for the ceiling of this team this season?
I still believe. I believe in all the young guys. I believe on just seeing their progressions, sharing moments with them, especially including me, being around, seeing how everyone is progressing. You know, it's amazing to watch, and I think a lot of people haven't seen it yet, but there's gonna be time. You know, every good thing's come out to light, so just gonna see it, like, cause I see it. I got to share a moment with all of us, me including, as a young player here, and I can't wait for you guys to see it.
What are your Bulldogs' names?
What happened?
What are your dogs' names?
My first one is Dior. My second one is Branden. See? All right, guys. Thank you.
Hey, Kyle. Branden mentioned that in scrimmages he said that your jump shot looks a little bit different. Mm-hmm. Could you explain some of the work that you've put in this offseason to maybe change your mechanics?
Yeah, like I actually had the time this summer to put the work in on it. And as a professional athlete, whenever you're healthy in the summer, like, it's one of the best feelings in sports. But I just worked a lot around the rim, just getting consistent with that, getting fluidity in that one motion, feeling comfortable with that a lot around the rim. It was super tedious, but like it started to pay off. Then I, got to 15 feet, working on that. With the same mechanics, not losing my mechanics, and then, eventually we were able to work our way out to the three-point line, and then it was just reps and reps and reps, and, just getting comfortable with my shot, really, and then, just putting the work in, really, workouts, shooting while I'm tired, things like that, and I think I'm at a pretty good place with it, ready to go into the season.
What inspired you to retool it now?
I just last season, obviously I shot the ball horrible, but the season before that I shot 40%. I put a ton of work in to shoot the ball well that season. Not on a lot of attempts, but I put a lot of work in. Then last summer I just didn't have. I wasn't healthy enough to work on my jump shot all season, so my mechanics were all messed up. It was a lot of stuff going on in my head. But like I said, being healthy enough to work on it this past summer is just that, that's going to help out my game a lot. So, I just had to get back to putting the work in, really.
And what role do you see yourself as having? How do you see yourself fitting into this team? and the way they play?
I'm good, Rick. How are you? Everything's good with me. How are you? Good to see you. No, I think just bringing to the table what I've done my whole career, being an unselfish player, being able to, I think one of my best traits is being able to play with a lot of other good players. So I'm going to be out there on the floor with a lot of guys who can score the ball. I'm going to facilitate, get them the ball, and then, focus on playing hard, defending, rebounding, things like that. Just that's some of the things from the outside looking in, you see the Warriors do at a really high level, and I think I can help out with that.
What's up, Kyle? Last year you're on a team that was like double big. Your front court's huge. This front court you're joining is kind of smaller, different.
Mm-hmm.
How do you view? I guess what did you learn from kind of playing, with two bigs, and what do you think this experience will be like?
Yeah, like you said, it's just two different things really. So around the facility here, like Dre telling me like, oh nah, you a 5 now, like you're not a guard no more. You a center in this offense. So it's gonna be something I gotta get adjusted to, like not having Rudy out there, Big Cat out there with me, and just playing more small ball, I guess as you could say. I think I'd be more comfortable more in that setting, being a 4 or sometimes even playing at the 5 really.
So Kyle, your reputation is built on the defense and all as the teams play. So what's your expectation on the team's defense?
I think Golden State has always been a really good defensive team. So I think I'm just going to fit right in with that, really. I think something they do really well that I could do is switch 1 through 5. And I kind of pride myself on being able to guard 1 through 5. So I think I'm going to be able to fit in with that. Not easy, obviously, but, it shouldn't take too long.
Hi, Kyle. Chris Alvarez from ABC7 back here. Welcome to the Bay. I wonder what excites you the most about playing with Steph and Draymond specifically.
Yeah, what excites me most is just, the competitive spirit that they've always had. I've lost them a bunch in the playoffs, and they're killers out there. Like they want to rip your heart out, really. So I really enjoy playing with guys like that. They've won a lot of championships. They've had a lot of success. They do things the right way, or at least that's what you see from the outside looking in. So I'm interested to see how they go about things, how they prepare for games, how they handle losses, things like that. It's very similar to like when I first came in the league and played with Timmy, Manu, and Tony. Really.
Hi, Kyle. Back here.
Mm-hmm. How you doing?
Doing good. How are you?
Doing well.
Good. Draymond said that you are very consistent, and GP2 said that you have a very high IQ. When you hear things like that, how does that make you feel? And what do you feel that is special about your game?
Yeah, that's always good to hear compliments from your colleagues or guys who you respect their basketball approach and their basketball IQ. Like Gary was a point guard in college, Draymond a point forward in college. Like I watched those guys from when they were damn near in high school. So they I like to think they know what they're talking about. But as far as me, like I said before, I think my best trait is just being able, in the NBA game, being able to play with other good players. Like, I'm not a guy that's going to, I got to get my 10 shots. I got to get this and that. Like, if a guy's hot, I'm going to get him the ball. I'm willing to make the extra pass. And then if the game requires me to go score a few, then I can do that as well, too. So I think that's really my best trait. Just, you see so many guys come into the league and they don't know how to play with other good players. I think that's, what I'm really good at.
Sounds like you've been part of these scrimmages the last few weeks. What's been kind of your early impressions? Is there anybody or anything that has stuck out to you?
It's like two different things, being on the court with Steph and then being on the court without Steph. Like this guy don't stop moving. Like when you're on the team with him, and he might come out your side. You might have to be ready to screen your own man or set a screen for him. And as opposed to when he's not on the court, it's more like, okay, either guys look to go score on their own, or regular NBA basketball after that.
I mean, people kind of praise your, basketball IQ and ability to play within a system like that. But even for you, how much of an adjustment do you think that will be to learning? Because, like you said, it's like almost a different type of sport.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna be able to figure it out. I think I could play. I'm smart enough to play in any system, really. So I think I'm gonna be able to figure it out. And I got a really good feel for the game, so it shouldn't be too hard for me to figure it out on the offensive end.
You talk about Steph and how he just doesn't stop moving. Is there anybody else like that in the league? And if not, why don't more guys do that if it's so successful?
Nah, I don't really think. Maybe Buddy Hield is another one who's of that pedigree. I can't really think of anyone else though. Really, it's tiring playing like that. Like you have to be in really good shape to be able to move that much. Go on the defensive end guard, come back and be ready to move as much as he does on the offensive end again. So it's not easy to do.
What's it like guarding a guy? What's it like guarding Steph?
It's not fun. I've been on the other side a lot, and he is when he gets going, it's tough to stop. It's not much you could do. Anyone else?
Colin, someone who's been in the playoffs before. Do you think this team not making the playoffs last year, that long offseason can be good for a team, you think?
Well, yeah, like we in 2021, I think we came here and got the win in the playing game, and then 2022 they come back and go and win a championship. So I think that long offseason, while teams are in the playoffs, guys get to work out and prepare for the next season. I think that definitely makes a difference for sure.
How you doing, Kyle? Sam Gordon, San Francisco Chronicle. You've played on some great defensive teams. The stated goal, Steve and Mike said they want to be top 5, top 6 defensive team this year. What are some hallmarks on the great defensive teams that you've played on?
It requires everybody, really. Like 115 has to be ready to guard every night, and it's really a commitment you make in the beginning of the season, and then you stand by it every game. Like it's something you got to hang your hat on. Like you can't control shots not going in, or maybe someone not making an extra pass. It is what it is. But like defense is something you can control every night. Knowing personnel, knowing your assignments, knowing where you're supposed to be, things like that.
That last topic, how helpful is Draymond in that respect in terms of letting people know where they are? You have not played with him yet, but you've seen him. But what he does, what is special about
You could see him. You definitely see him in like a Kevin Garnett, like Bill Russell role, where he's always talking on defense. He's always pointing guys in the right direction. Tim Duncan was like that, and that was extremely helpful for everyone else. It's like a trickle-down effect. It's contagious. You get other guys talking. You get other guys helping guys out. So that's big time. That's a key to Rudy Gobert in the Minnesota situation last year. He's very similar in that way too. So when you have someone like that, you're more than likely you're going to have a good defense.
Great, thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you guys. Appreciate you.
Steve Kerr last week said that he can really say this is going to be a competitive camp. There are starting spots open. There are rotation spots open. I'm sure you've been in some of the pickup games. How competitive is it? Can you feel that? And can this team build from that?
Yeah, it's really competitive. I feel like as a coach, that's the best thing you can have is competitive, going into training camp, to compete for starting spots. I think the thing I like about our new guys the most is they all just want to win. And, none of them ever talk about starting, coming off the bench. They just want to win and are competitive in that way. And I think I'm similar in that way. So, whatever it shakes out to be, I think we'll all be fine with it and we'll all just do our part to win.
Branden, for you, what's the biggest difference heading into a season last year as a rookie versus now having a full season and a full off season under your belt?
Yeah, I think my feet are already wet. I think I know what's expected of me. I think I know what the league is. I think I know just, what my teammates expect of me and think of me. So just going in there with that mindset of I know what I'm supposed to do. I'm not trying to just find my way around like last year. So it gives me more clarity of what I should be doing. And that's kind of how I approached the offseason, knowing what my, expectations would be coming in year 2.
What do your teammates expect and think of you?
Yeah, they expect me to be a leader. I think, I naturally have those qualities of being a leader. And so being more of a vocal leader, but also showing guys in a positive light, leadership things, especially our new guys. And I think, just on the court, being a connector, as Steve likes to call it, and doing all the right things to help our team win.
Branden, I know there's more to life than just basketball. Tell me about the offseason. I believe you, up the road, had a little bit of batting practice at the Giants, and you had a home run. Tell me about the experience of what that was like.
Yeah, that was definitely a dream come true for me. Obviously, you guys know I'm a baseball player at heart, so I love baseball, and being able to do that and hit a home run was super special for me, but especially my dad. It was a great experience. I got to do it at the Brewers Stadium as well a couple weeks back before that. So, anytime that you can do something that's fun for you, that takes you away from your job, is something that I enjoy to do.
Did you play like baseball growing up? High school?
Yeah, I did. Played all through high school. Stopped my junior year of high school, and then I've just been playing basketball since my senior year of high school.
And last, what was the position you played?
I played anything a lefty could play, so pitcher, first base, outfield, yeah.
Branden, over here, how you doing, man?
What's up, Monty?
When you went through your rookie season, I mean, you got, I think, more minutes than maybe some people thought you would get because you were on the court a lot. But what do you take away from that season? What did you learn about playing in this league during your rookie year?
Yeah, individual, I think I learned that I could do a lot more. I think towards the back half of the season, end of March, early April, things started to slow down for me just on the court. I felt more at ease of what I was doing out there. And it was an exciting piece, but at the same time, we lost in April, so it's October almost now, so 5 whole months of working, which I think is good or bad, however you want to look at it. But I think for me, and especially our young guys, we've made significant strides in what we want to accomplish.
And how much attention did you pay to the playoffs once the playoffs got here, NBA playoffs? And did you watch it just to get a feel for what that's like?
Sure did. I went to a couple playoff games myself. Went to 3 Milwaukee games when they played the Pacers. So I got to do that. Got to be a media correspondent in the finals for Game 4. That was fun. So I just kind of got to see what it's like from your guys' perspective as media members, and then as players, what kind of they go through and how much more it is to just basketball. It's a lot of other stuff. So I had a good off season. Obviously, all that combined with the work I put in, ready to go for training camp.
Were you able to see, because guys always say it's a different game, were you able to see that when you watch the playoffs, that it's a different game than the regular season?
Yeah, I think just tendencies are more well known by the opposition. Obviously, the refs call a little bit differently. It's more physical, and I think the team that brings that feistiness and that energy usually comes out on top.
Branden, how's it going? Right here. You talked about shooting more threes.
Mm.
How's that coming along? How have you sort of learned, not so much making them, but how to get them?
Mm.
And sort of separately from that, what did you learn? What did you pick up from the USA experience, Team USA experience?
Yeah, I think the first part of your question, watching back all the opportunities I didn't shoot last year, which were 2 to 3 a game, I think. Just watching what kind of threes Clay and Steph get up, more so Steph. So just kind of watching that, understanding that, making a three, impacts the game at such a high level that, if teams have to run me off the three-point line, now I become a playmaker, which I'm just kind of naturally good at. And so knowing that and knowing that the three-point line is such a, weapon in today's game, I knew that it was something that I needed to really focus on in the offseason, and that's what, Steve and Mike said. So the USA stuff was great. I think being able to play against the gold medal team and play against their guys for 3 days was an amazing experience for me and Trace. I know that. Definitely a confidence booster for sure. Just feeling like, you belong out there and you can compete with, anybody you step in between the 4 lines with.
2 questions. One, having been a media member now, what's your takeaway and insight into the job?
Yeah, I would never want to do it. It's hard. It's a lot of stuff. You got players that don't really want to do the media, so you got to be friendly, so I can never do it.
And the second part, you said you had a better sense now of what it is that you needed to work on over the summer. Can you be specific? Like, what did you hone in on? What do you now understand about how to prep that you didn't before?
Yeah, I think aside from a skills perspective, I think having a lot of conversations with Anthony Vereen, our summer league coach, and now our assistant coach, just how to be a more impactful leader and how to bring guys along with you. And I think that's something that Steph does really well. You know, everybody that's ever played with Steph, you ask them who's the best person you've ever played with, and they always will say Steph. And I asked them why that is, and it's because he allows people to be themselves, but also when he has success, he brings them along with him. Mm-hmm. And I think for me, learning that, not really seeing that, right away, and AV kind of helping me out with that, is something that I've strived to do with the rookies we have, the 3-4 new guys we have. So just making strides in that area. And then from a skill perspective, just knowing that, I could score the ball, much more effectively than I did and in a lot of different ways than I did. And so just, honing in on the most efficient shots that I'm going to get during the year, and just getting better in that area.
How much have you been scrimmaging here with everybody?
Yeah, we've been scrimmaging quite a bit, maybe the last couple weeks or so. We'll be doing scrimmages maybe 3 days a week, something like that, 3-4 days a week. But it's been fun just to, play with different guys. It's never the same teams every day. So just to feel what kind of combinations work, who plays good with each other, and I think you'll probably see a lot of that during camp as well.
What do you feel like you've learned in those scrimmages, maybe about some of the new, free agent additions or maybe one of your returning guys?
We can shoot. Yeah, we can shoot. And
who in particular is kind of...
I think you guys would be surprised, but Kyle Anderson. Jump shot looks a little different. Looks pretty good. Obviously, Buddy shoots a lot of threes. D'Anthony can shoot a lot of threes. Lindy Waters shoot a lot of threes. So I think from that standpoint, we're filled out with guys that can shoot. And then, the defensive part, I think we picked up in that area, whether that be me, D'Anthony, Kyle. We've all kind of took strides in that area.
You talked a little bit about what Steph has brought to you leadership-wise on the court, in the clubhouse. How has that extended off the court, and has he given you any business tips since he's so involved in investments?
Yeah, I think it definitely translates from the locker room off the court. As a professional, you want to mimic what Steph does as a husband, as a father, as a businessman. Everything he does it the right way. And so anytime I have questions about anything non-basketball related, he's kind of the first teammate I go to and ask. And, he's done a great job of sharing those little things that can help me, down the road.
Hey, D'Anthony. How was your off season, just in terms of what you worked on, and how are you feeling health-wise?
My off season was pretty good. I spent most of my time, honestly, up here, Monday through Friday, kind of working through everything in terms of, what I got to do to stay healthy, what I got to do to stay strong, just, on the court, off the court. So, yeah, I spent a lot of time with the organization this summer.
What was the free agency process like, and how surprised were you that they suddenly had money available where you were an option for them?
Yeah. They kind of came out early in free agency when it kind of first started. Had a meeting with me and my agency, and it was a really good meeting. And they made it real clear as in terms of what they needed on a team. And I feel like all the things that they needed is what I provided. And I think it was both a mutual agreement. They brought up the whole money situation too. Understanding that this is one of the first few times they've had money to spend on free agents. So. It was good. It was nice to show their excitement towards me, and it was nice to show their interest early.
Talked to Kerr, and he mentioned that watching you in a pickup game here, and you're getting the ball up fast. It's not sticking in your hands. Is that something that's natural to you? Is that something they're emphasizing? How do you think that all your game fits within what they do?
I think that comes kind of natural for me. I think pushing the ball up, pushing the pace, keeping the tempo high. I think it's tough for defenses to stop, and I think especially with this team and the movement and the undecisiveness in this team. I think that's what we need. I remember seeing a clip of Steph saying how it's 0.5 basketball and just keep the ball moving and keep moving around. So I've already played like that and just implemented that here.
How you doing, D'Anthony? Sam Gordon, San Francisco Chronicle. What do you like about your fit here within this group? And then what you kind of touched on a little bit. What was your perception of playing against the Warriors? Throughout the first part of your career.
Man, playing against the Warriors. I mean, you're gonna have a track meet that day. You better get some good sleep, get your stretches in, because you will be running. And matchups that I usually guard the Stephs and other guys recent years, top players. So. Playing against guys like that and playing against teams like that is tough always. But, I love it out here. I've loving my time so far.
How tough was last year for you physically? And, I guess where were you? It seemed like you were basically, about to get back towards the end of the year. So I guess how are you feeling off of that injury?
I'm feeling way better. I feel like I'm feeling way better. Last year was definitely tough, coming in. And coming out and all that stuff, going back and forth, trying to figure out my injury, trying to figure out what it was and, why I kind of lingered. But I think, like I said earlier, spending the whole summer up here pretty much Monday through Fridays, it definitely helped. It definitely, sped up my recovery, and they helped me build a strong foundation.
D'Anthony, over here. When people talk about you, one of the first things that tends to come up is defense. And is that your mentality? Is defense first and the other stuff will come, or what's your mentality there?
That's definitely my mentality. I love defense. I love playing defense. I love getting steals. I love getting stops. I feel like defense wins championships too. So that's always been my mantra, and I mean that's who I am.
And what did you do to get your back where you needed to be to play games, to play?
Just understanding that I needed a strong core, strong glute system to help me fire all that type stuff. So just staying up here and just working on that, strengthening that stuff really helped.
And knowing that you have on this team and Draymond and GP2, two guys that have that same defensive mentality, what's that like?
It's going to be fun. We just got to probably not gamble as much and stay solid with each other. But it's going to be fun. It's going to be intense. It's what we need. And
what are your early impressions of Coach Stack?
That's my dog. I ain't gonna lie. He beat me in a shooting competition like the first day, so I'm kind of mad about that still. But I'm waiting to get my rematch in. But we've had a great conversation so far about defense, about his life, his game, and everything like that.
Hey, D'Anthony. Sticking on the theme of defense, have you gotten a chance to kind of pick the mind of a Draymond Green, a Kevon Looney, guys that have done this at a high level and for many years at championship caliber basketball, or is that kind of a chance to test this out for training camp and get this big learning curve?
That's definitely what I plan on doing in training camp. Understanding where he gets his ideas, his knacks from, all that type stuff, tendencies for other players. I've got to spend some time with Loon recently, just playing pickup and stuff like that. So, but with Draymond, I'm definitely planning on picking his brain and everything like that. And my locker's right next to GP, so he gonna talk a lot to me.
Hey, D'Anthony. Colin Ward, Henninger, CBS Sports. Nice to meet you. You're a SoCal guy.
Yeah.
How do you like being back in California? and how do you like the Bay compared to SoCal?
Yeah, I'm excited. I mean, I love California. I love the weather. I love the people here, the whole vibe, the culture. San Fran is different. I didn't realize how cold it was up here. I feel like I should know more, but yeah, I didn't realize how cold it was up here, and I'm still trying to explore the city. You know what I mean? I got a whole year to figure out what I like, what I don't like about the city. But I'm excited, though.
Kevon says that he's going to be shooting threes this year. Can you give us an update on what that's looking like?
I mean, he been shooting them in pickup, so him shooting the three ball, I'm with it. I'm with it all. As long as you shoot it with confidence, as long as you keep firing, don't get gun shy. That's all I care about. So I'm excited for him. I like to see the evolution of people's game. So if he's with it, I'm with it.
How's he look?
He look good. He look a lot slimmer. He looked like y'all remember his high school mixtape? He looking like that type slim. Yeah.
How's the shot?
Mine? Oh, his. Oh, his. It looked solid. It looked like it can work. It's all that matters. Mine, I mean, Mine don't leave me. I mean, she don't go nowhere, so that's what I love.